I'll see you in the next one. Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as it pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity, that a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Sometimes you just need a drink. Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber. A school of squirts tunnels up around him. Must have fled here from the mines. He sets foot inside one of Zealandia's famous watering holes. Wait, haven't I? Anyway, Rhonda's place just brings back memories. Then Kid finds his trusty shield. The security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery, gas fellas. Windbags start turning up for last call. More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Kid sees the way to the bastion out the... He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job. And then he falls to his death. I'm just fooling. An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The bastion's real close now. Right back at you. He finds the core to the wharf district. Well, down he goes. Down toward the bastion. Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. And just like that, the bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out. Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? And there it is. But it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. Almost like he's showboating for the crowd. He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving this hole. He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. The cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright. Kid ponders what to build. We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city. The dead. The dead ain't gotta worry about this mess. The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. You don't much care to see him. Not like this. These folks never saw the calamity coming. But someone did. Someone close. And then, what do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue. But he says this: we have to go. Please. Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either. There's only one way into Cinder Brick Fort. The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone, but now the fort's crawling with windbags. The calamity was mercy for normal folks. Well, windbags young and old keep fighting for the fort. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. Cinder Brick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while. Well, the fort ain't theirs by right. Security's plain gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds. The Skyway's a welcome sight after all that. And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinder Brick Fort. Kid shows up just as Zolf's telling me about his own journey to the city. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place. The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan. Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rothus Lagoon. Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things. Queenie leads the kid into some kind of twisted trap. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. One bad step in that tall grass and he's Queen Anne's lunch. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair? You use a kid as bait. He's got it, and now to finish her off. Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. The shard's sitting in plain view. And now he's made her mad. After all that, kid lets the ankle gator go. Hope Queen Anne don't mind us borrowing from her treasury. All that trouble for a single shard. But you know what? It was worth it. It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place. Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve. The bastion ain't gonna build itself. Well, not everything blew up in the calamity. Why, Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. Best to keep out of the cauldron. So in a way, the beasts of the wilds, they're all survivors too. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron. Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here, but we discovered other things we're better off not knowing. All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. After all, when we look down inside Colford Cauldron, we had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Charleston Bog. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. And where there's one stink eye, there's always more. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city, but all of it comes back looking like the inside of a chimney. The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though. Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends. High time we built something new. Imagine everything you'd need to build a city like Caelondia. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes a burstone quarry. We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap. Not only are these rocks a source of life, keeping the quarry free from pests turned out to be a problem. We found that the oldest ones remember things. Now why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place? Might be the gods told them the quarry's bad news. Those rocks, all polished to a mirror sheen, the largest ones, you know as cores. Remember how I said rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry? That honor goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. We never could get stubborn old Lunky to leave the quarry alone. Massive things stomped many of our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him. Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall. "Are you all right?" it says. We talk for a spell. Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. "If that's the way it is," he says, "then I won't stop you, because my countrymen will." The next part's hard to talk about, no matter how many times I try. Say what you will about Zolf, but he's a man of his word. His countrymen don't much care for pleasantries, though. Well, it's all more than... The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started. The bastion. It's finally finished. Now, there's something I want you to see. Welcome to the heart of the bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, So here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions.
You made it.
It's finished. Now, sit tight. It'll be over soon. No matter what happens next, you done good. I suppose all that's left is to try and remember this moment.